everybody, and welcome back to Karting with Zephyr. Today we got an interesting video for you guys. It is the September Rental League Race Day here at Dallas Karting Complex. And we are on the north track, but going in reverse this time. This is my first time ever driving in reverse, so it was pretty fun. And I talked to a few people, and at least all the people I've talked to, it was their first time driving the north track in reverse, so a lot of people's first time, which was fun. But with that said, let's jump into qualifying. So the video that's been playing in the background for us is my fastest lap of qualifying, which is lap 6. During qualifying, you can kind of see it in the lap times, I was struggling with trying to get open space, so only got a couple of good lap times towards the end, laps 6 and 7. Lap 4 was not bad as well. I am going to spoil the final time for this lap. It was a 71 flat, which put us in qualifying at 15th, which means we make it to the pre-final. If you haven't been out here, the top 20 from qualifying make it to the pre-final, and everybody else goes to the last chance qualifier, where the top 10 of the last chance qualifier make it to the final as well. With that, let's jump into the pre-final. So as we start off this race, the center sort of opens up, so we jump through that gap. We try to hold around the outside going into here, follow kart 74 through that gap there, and going down the straight, just trying to maintain as much speed, sort of do a little bit of a defensive line in the center of the track there. Going into this first curve after that straightaway, we do bump kart 74 on our exit, which slows us down and allows kart 80 here to pull alongside us and get by us. And we do the exact same thing to him and bump him on our exit, which slows us down again. However, we do manage to hold our position behind kart 80 there. And going down this straight, we are in 12th after the start of the race. Signal to the kart behind me to work together. We have a little bit of a gap to the karts in front of us. Not really much of a gap to the kart behind us. Let's see, on this exit, we managed not to bump kart 74. After that turn, these two karts do manage to slip by us, so we fall down into 14th. In this first lap, we started at around 15th, and going into the end of that lap 1, we are still around the same range of 14th, which is not too bad. Nothing tragic happened on the race start, which is always good. Going down the straight here, we are right on kart 69, going into this big turn after that long straight. Do manage to slip by kart 74 here temporarily, but now we are on the outside. You can see we do manage to hold the outside at our position and jump up to 13th. And at this point, we are still right on the karts in front of us, and we have a tiny gap to the karts behind us now. Going down this straight, we are right behind kart 76 here. We do manage not to bump him and slow down our exit speed, but we do slip on that curve there. Still right with these karts in front of us. You can see his exit was compromised a little bit there, so we are able to pull alongside him. However, I do back out of this corner, as going side by side in this corner, that kart needs to give you space, so it slows you both down a lot, and if they don't give you space, you get pushed into the grass, which is not good for anyone. But going down the straight, we are still right on the karts in front of us. Going into this curve, you can see they are fighting each other a bit and bunched up, so we are right on this group in front of us. Going to this corner, they are bumping each other, and you can see they're not happy with each other. We do take advantage and follow kart 76 through this group and manage to pull into 11th. You can see there's a kart pulling up beside us. I tell him I'm not going to back out, this is my corner, and I don't know if he got the message, but we do manage to hold our position. With that, let's speed things up as we try to catch up to this group in front of us. As you can see, there's a bit of a gap to that group in front of us. We still have the kart behind us, right with us. A little bit of a gap opening up to him. And as we catch up to this group in front of us, I managed to do what I always try to avoid, but seem to always end up doing, is bumping the cart on my exit, which opens up a bit of a gap again. And that mistake definitely cost us, as it took about another lap to catch up to this group in front of us again. Going to this corner here, you can see the cart in front of us does spin out. We do try to dodge him, but we do end up bumping him a little bit, and the cart behind us is right on us now. As you can see, I signaled to him to work together, and the cart in front signals as well. You can see with that incident, quite a big gap has opened to the group in front of this cart in front of me. You can see we are right on cart 89 here going down the straight, and we have cart 69 right on us. But besides this group of 3 that we're in, there's a pretty big gap to the carts in front of us, and a pretty big gap to the group behind this group of 3 that we're in. At this point, we are working with cart 89 here, but we are trying to look to pass him if we get the chance to try to pass him cleanly without losing too much time. See, we are managing to work our way closer to this group in front of us, which is good. You can see our group of 3 here is slowly working its way towards that group in front of us, which is good. Going down this straight, we are right on cart 89. See a little bit of dust there from the carts in front, which means that somebody got a bad exit. So trying to work our way through this pack here, I do lock up the brakes and mess up there, which allows cart 69 to pass us. Going down this straight, we are bunched up in this group here. You can see cart 89 got bumped going into that turn. Not happy about that. And after that, it appears that he tries to push that cart off the road. And with that chaos, we do manage to jump up into 9th. You can see, besides the cart in front of us, there's a bit of a gap to the groups in front. Going to this corner, we do get bumped wide a little bit there. Going into this corner, we take it on the inside. Going down this straight, we have the cart right beside us, and I decide to back off that corner as we were going side by side into that corner. We do manage to pull back ahead, however, which is good. You can see our little bit of a battle has opened up a bit of a gap to that cart in front of us. See, we do get bumped wide there, not happy with that, but he does apologize. And as we go down this street, a bit of a gap has opened up to the carts behind us now, so we can try to focus on catching up to this cart in front of us. And this is our fastest lap of this race, lap 9, so as we catch up, I can explain kind of my thought process and what I try to focus on with my racing line. Going into this corner, I try to maintain as much speed as possible without slipping on that exit there. Here, trying to maintain as much speed as possible. Going into this hairpin, trying to take a bit of a middle apex and making sure that I use the full length of the track. Same thing with this one. And both of those corners, try to maintain the revs high and maintain your speed. Going into here, just trying to maintain your speed and your revs, trying to turn as little as possible. This one is pretty much the same as the other hairpins. Middle apex and use the full track on your exit. And going into this corner, I do pretty much the same thing. Try to do a middle apex and use full track on the exit. And this exit, you want to definitely prioritize exit speed as you have a pretty giant straight here. And with that, we managed to get a 69.9 as our fastest lap time of this race, which is not too bad. And after that lap, going down the straight, you can see we have a pretty good sized gap to the group behind us, and we did manage to get a lot closer to the cart in front of us. However, still not too close to him. And at this point, I'm thinking there's a pretty big gap to the carts in front. We might be able to get close with them fighting. However, this is the final lap, so we'll try to get another position or two if the opportunity opens itself up to us, but I am currently happy with how the race has turned out and where we are ending up at. We are right on the group in front of us, however. We don't want to do anything too crazy, but if we see any openings, we definitely will take advantage. Going down this straight, there's just one final turn left, and we're not quite close enough to try to get a move done on this corner. So we are going to end up finishing at 9th, which is pretty good. I'm happy with that. So going into this final race, we are starting at 9th, and we do have the inside going into this first corner for this long straightaway. You can see quite a few carts are pulling by us here down this straight. Going into this corner, I was getting pushed wide there, so I have to back off or else I'd get pushed off the track. And so far this start has not turned out too good for us. We've dropped down to 14th. Have to go around this corner on the outside. You can see all the carts are still bunched up quite a bit, so we do try to jump up the inside here. Don't have quite the exit to maintain any position there, so we have to drop back and just follow this group here. You can see everybody's still bunched up quite a bit. Tiny gap to the carts behind us now. And going into this corner, we do bump the cart in front of us and slow our exit speed again. I really need to stop doing that. It definitely is not helping my race here. But with that, a little bit of a gap to the carts in front of us, and carts behind us are right on us. You can see one cart there does go off into the grass there, so we managed to get a position based off that. Going down the straight here, we had a pretty good exit, but this cart here manages to blow by us pretty easily. A little bit of foreshadowing there for how the rest of the race goes. But with that, we have a bit of a gap to the group behind us. The group in front of us is fighting a lot, so we are managing to catch up to the back of that group. With that, let's speed things up until we get a little bit closer to this group in front of us. Going down this straight, you can see we got a pretty good gap to the carts behind us. And if you keep an eye on the carts in front, you can see they go side by side into that corner, and that cart does get ran off wide. See, we do manage to get close to these carts in front of us based off of that, however. You can see we have a pretty good gap to the carts behind us, and we are right with this group of two in front of us. See, they're kind of going side by side in these corners, so we're managing to stay right on them. Speeding things up, the carts in front of us kind of just disappear into the distance, and if you remember the foreshadowing from earlier, that is definitely related. At this point, something feels off to me. I'm struggling to catch up to the carts in front, and they kind of just disappear. And you can kind of watch by this cart behind us of how quickly they catch up to us, but this cart I had just had a very bad top end on the straights, so essentially everybody would just catch up to me on the straights. So that was definitely a little frustrating, but at this point in the race I hadn't quite realized that yet. You can see this cart 75 is right on us at this point. I'm signaling to him to work together. You can see he does. He bumps us down the straight there a little bit. You can see cart 75 pulling alongside us going down this straight. I wave him past. I know he has a better top end than me, so I don't bother to fight him down that curve. And at this point in the race is where I'm starting to realize of this kart's disadvantage of top end speed. So you can see this group behind us, they're all right on us at this point. You can see this kart pulls alongside us here and quite easily manages to just pull by us. We are right on him going down this straight, however, so trying to draft him to keep up with him, but he just pulls ahead of us, and you can see this kart behind us manages to just pass us as well. So yeah, at this point I definitely knew we had a top end problem. So at this point in the race, I'm debating on whether I should work on defending these groups behind me. This track is quite open though, and with my speed disadvantage and defending, that would really give us some slow lap times and would let the groups behind catch up to us even faster. So I decide towards just trying to focus on my regular race lines and just kind of seeing what happens. You can see the kart behind us is right alongside us now and passes us on the inside of that corner, and we go 3 wide going into this final hairpin here, and you can see he does manage to switch back us and get in front of us there. So at this point in the race, basically just in damage control mode, just trying to maintain as good a position as possible given our kart. So at this point in the race we are 18th, and the race is starting to stabilize, but we are still worried about the groups catching up to us. See, the karts in front of us are slowly disappearing into the distance. And you can see behind us, these 2 karts are right on us. I say to work together, he actually does. He bump drafts us down that straight. And going down this straight, he does manage to pull alongside us. I don't know why I'm mad at him, he didn't really do anything wrong there. I think at this point I'm just frustrated that this kart's so slow. But with that we have dropped down to 19th, and we still have that other kart right behind us. But you can see besides the kart right behind us, there's a big gap to the group behind him. So we do have a bit of room to work with. And going down this straight, you can see he does manage to just pass us at this point, so I just wave him by. There's not much I can do at this point. And we have dropped into 20th now, but we do have a giant gap to the group behind us at this point, so just trying to maintain this current position at this point. And I'm just going to speed things up. The karts in front just kind of disappear into the distance, and we do manage to hold off the karts behind us. So we do finish 20th, which, given the kart, it kind of is what it is. We dropped from 9th to 20th in this race. And if we take a look at our lap times and compare them to our lap times in the pre-final, lap 7 was our fastest in this final race, and it is almost 2 seconds slower than our best lap of the pre-final. So definitely a little frustrating, but it is what it is, and we did the best we could with that kart. And everything up until this race I'm definitely proud of. I was happy with how the qualifying went and how the pre-final went, so it was definitely a fun day overall. But with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and be sure to stay tuned as I did a back-to-back race. This race was on Sunday, and on Tuesday I did a race at Lone Star Kart Park for the first time. If you're interested in that, definitely stay tuned. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video and hope you guys have a great day.